Chrissy Teigen has revealed heartbreaking news. She lost the baby that she was expecting with husband John Legend. After experiencing pregnancy complications, the star wrote on Instagram, quote, "We are shocked and in the kind of deep pain you only hear about, the kind of pain we've never felt before. To our Jack, I'm so sorry that the first few moments of your life were met with so many complications. We will always love you." Teigen had been hospitalized in recent days because of excessive bleeding. She says that she received an outpouring of love. The couple revealed the news that they were expecting in Legend's music video for Wild. For more on this, I want to bring in Dr. Jennifer Wu. She's an OB-GYN for Lenox Hill Hospital. Dr. Wu, thank you for joining us to discuss what's so often a taboo subject. There are, in fact, millions of women who experience miscarriages or stillbirths each year, and many of them happen after the first trimester of pregnancy, when many women have decided to go ahead and talk to people and announce their news. So if you could, let's start off just by talking about some of the things that may lead to these miscarriages or stillbirths.
So miscarriages are a lot more rare after the first trimester. They are about on the range of 5%. And some of the common causes of these miscarriages are things like genetic abnormalities, or chromosomal abnormalities, cervical incontinence, meaning that the cervix isn't holding the pregnancy in. There are also problems with the uterus sometimes, or with the baby's development. Severe maternal illnesses can also cause miscarriage. And it's very devastating because the mother has been pregnant all this time with all the hopes for this pregnancy, and it's just very devastating to happen at such a later stage.
Yeah, I want to talk to you more about that because there's so much anticipation when a couple is awaiting the birth of their child, and the loss of that child is really a loss of hope and all of those dreams and things that people have put into the baby as they're expecting it. Can you talk about what's going on mentally, emotionally with the loss of a child like that?
I think oftentimes when it happens quickly, there's a sense of shock, and every patient has to go through the stages of grieving where they have this sense of disbelief that it actually happened. Then there are often feelings of guilt where the patient feels like she may have done something. And I try to emphasize that it's nothing that the patient did or didn't do, that oftentimes this is totally beyond her control, and that there's no use to blaming herself, that she needs to move past that. Often patients will feel that everyone in the world is pregnant but them, and that it'll never happen for them. So that's a very hard feeling to deal with. They feel a lot of hopelessness. And I tell many patients that I truly do believe they will have their happy moment, that their baby will come for them, that, the future pregnancy will be more successful and happy.
Just devastating, and so good of you to remind people who are either struggling with this or trying to support people who are struggling with this that it isn't anything that they've done. So what other advice can you give to loved ones who are trying to support either their partner through this, in the case of Chrissy Teigen, John Legend in that case, but also for anybody who is trying to support someone who has gone through such devastation?
I think sharing the news about the pregnancy loss actually does help people because, again, many patients feel that they're the only person in the world to have gone through this. And when they hear that they've had friends, relatives that have gone through the same thing, and who've also gone on to have healthy babies, it brings them a sense of hope. So I think that's very helpful. I think letting patients talk when they want to talk and not talk when they don't want to. Many times in the workplace, patients feel like they just can't talk about it because they're going to start crying, and it's just a little too hard or too fresh at that moment. So be very sensitive to when someone really wants to discuss things. I think for partners, oftentimes each person in the marriage is struggling with their sense of loss, and sharing those feelings together instead of being silent, it really can help to let each other know how you're feeling, and to cry together. It's a grieving process, and that's actually better done together than separately.
Such great points, especially as our society has moved away from women really keeping silent about this devastating loss to now, particularly in Chrissy Teigen's case, making it completely public. Dr. Jennifer Wu, thank you.